Hello audience, this is Dennis Sietsma again. Dennis John Sietsma Productions, Homestead, Florida, USA. It is 9:08 in the PM, Eastern Standard Time, ESA. It is October 21st, 2023. It's a Saturday. It's 80 degrees in the workshop, and it's in the PM, so it's nighttime. The subject to this video log, and this is not a how-to, this is a documentary, and I hope one day to merge all these segments into a proper documentary. These are segments, video logs. But the problem we're going to talk about here is my 1994 Chevy Astro van project that I'm trying to bring the thing back to a daily driver, and it's been one setback after another, but no fear, we'll keep adding new parts and working on it. But the problem is right now she don't want to start, and she don't want to work with the windows up and down. So don't fear not. I am very good at this stuff with a digital voltmeter and a continuity tester and other tools here and there, because I am a semi-retired electrical engineer, electronics technician with 60 years experience, or give or take. I guess when I was about 3 years old, I was putting vacuum tubes in a TV set back in the day where we had vacuum tubes. Semi-retired means I need more money. I'll work, but I need more money, and especially for a project based, like a resident engineer, for install a system here, get it to work, and get it on the air for broadcast engineering. And I am a licensed broadcast engineer, also a studio technician, and yada 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 yada. But nobody wants to pay me a lot of money, so hire a young blood and see if they can get the job done, you know. And I want to use my FAA certifications and credentials and experience and skills and all that, working for FAA 42 years on avionics. But anyway, back to the van. The van. I did put in a new window switch on the driver's side, a Dorman, part number 901-027. Part number 901-027. And it fit real good. But it's still not working. So, to troubleshoot this, you get out your handy dandy 1984 factory Chevy GMC Astro van service manual. Oh, you don't have one of these, eh? Oh, gee, sucks to be you. But anyway, if you don't have one of these, just jump in your time machine and go back to 1994, like I did, and buy the whole set for the ML/van. And I bought these from Helm, which was the way you did it in 1994. There's a company called Helm, yeah, and you'd call this 800 number and you would order the manuals. But in this time, I don't even know if Helm exists anymore, but you'd have to go on eBay Motors or something and try to sweet talk somebody into selling you their manuals. But I put as much of this up as I can with my iPhone. I take pictures and I post it to the media section of the Facebook groups, media and files, but mainly media, because people don't like to open files. And media, I can put up photographs and I can organize them into albums. So I can't get the windows to go up and down and up and down. I can't get it to start. So I inspected the fuse block. All the fuses are good, but There are brass tabs are broken, busted on multiple. How they got broke, I have no idea. I guess after 30 years they just decided to fracture on their own. So these are some of the things I use when troubleshooting electrical, like liquid electrical tape, LET, and I like Starbright. And I like to use marine grade wire, like this Anchor Marine tinned copper wire, and this is 16 AWG. AWG is American wire gauge, and we got plenty of the red stuff here. And I make up my own test cables, because, you know, if you want to get fuel, you can take this and put it in the bung. The test lead is called a bung, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, post a comment. Anyway, the connector is called the fuel prime connector, to prime the fuel. And you run this over, you fuse it, of course, and you connect it to the positive side of the battery, and that primes it. And then you should be able to start the engine if you've got spark. And the other thing is, if you don't do this, you can connect the test light or see if you got power coming out of the relay for the fuel pump. And I haven't done any of that yet, but I will. But if it turns out that my broken brass pins on the fuse block are my problem, and I think it is, I can't get those brass pins. If anybody knows where I can get them, or get the whole fuse block assembly, you know, either new old stock or from a salvage yard, the whole fuse block, that'd be lovely, and then I can fix it. But for now, I don't have many options except to make up a fuse. And I got these on Walmart, and these are Bussman. I ordered a bunch of these Bussman, and the part number is number 12 wire lead. What's the part number? ATC fuse holder. No fuse, no part number on there. Dag nabbit. Anyway, I got these on Walmart online. I ordered them. They didn't have any, but you know, eventually they came in and they shipped them to me. And maybe you can read that. I'll take pictures of all this stuff at the end of my video production. I add my references and photographs and all this stuff. Now, in a future segment, we'll talk about the fuel injection, the 1992 to 1995, and I got a couple connectors here, and I've got a couple spiders, and we'll put it on the bench, and we'll hook up 12 volts, and I'll critique this fuel injector tester that I bought online. And its part number is Charlie November Baker Juliet 620. Anyway, I've got my fuel injection problem sorted. Now I've got electrical. So I have to find a good power source inside the van, and then add these fuses to bypass the ones that are broken until I can do a proper repair sometime in the future. So that said, I haven't made these up yet because I haven't decided how to make this yet, but I will. Probably take me some time, and I don't have time. Sorry. And I don't have time to work on this van probably till January of 2024. So audience, get ready that I may not be able to do anything. But let's go outside and talk for a minute and see what we can do in the dark. And I like working in the dark because I can see my test light better. And it's a cool evening here in Southeast Florida. Of course, there's people with really loud music. And you fully charge your battery, number one. You want to make sure she's topped off good. And here's the bung. There's the bung. There it is. The bung that you connect. Now, if we were gonna do this, hang on a second, I'm gonna put the camera down and let it run because It's too hard to turn it on and off. And I hope I don't drop the camera, but okay. Let's try to do this. I put this in the bung, and to prime it, let's say I have a fuse, which I don't, and I want to prime this. I connect it to the bung, and I come over here and I put it on power and I listen for the fuel. Listen, shh. Okay, I heard the fuel pump. That should give me enough power to start the engine, because it gives, you know, it has fuel now. Okay, and it did start and run for a second, then it stopped. So I suspect I have a problem with power to the fuel system. Okay, well, so much for that lie. And I'm kind of glad it didn't start. Oh, I smell pungent aroma in the air. It sounds like Mary Jane, or smells like Mary Jane. Mary Jane. Okay, the test light's hooked up to ground. When I come in here to the diffusion box, and I look very carefully, I look here, and oh boy, can't even do this, can I? I look at the fuse block, and when I pull a fuse, I see I have broken pins, brass pins, and I'm going to get in here with my puller. I'm going to get a pair of pliers, and I'm going to pull out this window circuit breaker. It's big 30 amp. And I come in here and I look, and look at that. Look at that. You see the brass pins are fractured on the load side. And you say, well, Dennis, how do you know which is the load? Yeah, there we go. How do you know which is the load side? Well, with your test light, you can go to one side and then the other, and it lights up. Hang on. Let's see, make sure the test light's working. Yeah, the test light works. Yeah. Test light works, and I go on one side and then the other. And on the on one side of the window connector, I have power, and the other side I don't. And I can't even see it, so I can't tell you how it works. So anyway, here we go. Try one more time, trying to catch this on video. I don't know how people do this. Other people's videos are like easy. Okay, so I go here on this side, and then I go this side, and I gotta turn the key on. So with the key on, I come here, and on this side I got a test light, fella. And on the load side I got nothing, because I don't have the thing in here. So if I could cram something in there to wedge in there and make a content, then my windows should work. But I can't do that. I don't have a way to do it. Let me put this back in here. Okay, I got the 30 amp breaker back in. I've tested these. These are good. I've run the continuity test on it, and with that I should be able to get power to the pink. The pink is power on where the switch goes. And I'm going to put this in my mouth so I can and no power on the pink. So I would run a jumper with a fuse and run it right to the pink and see if the windows work. It should, with the switch installed. So that said, let's see, yeah. So that's what I would do tonight if I wasn't so tired. Now I have already fixed my problem with this door opener, because I had a problem with the door opener, and now she does what I want her to with the popper. So the door, this is done. I have to find some hardware to put the bolts back in to hold the armrest. That's on my to-do list. But tonight, wouldn't you know it, on the 2005 Honda Civic, one of the window things went bad, the motor, and I can't get the motor. So I got a garbage bag. Tomorrow I'll pull the door apart on the 2000 Honda Civic. It's over here somewhere in the dark. Yeah, I'll pull out that motor, and I'll jury rig something to hold the window up, because I can't get the motor and I don't have time to work on it. So I will do that with the motor. And as far as the van goes, I got to get this stuff sorted, and I'm not going to do that on camera, but I have to bypass the 30 amp fuse that's not working, the circuit breaker, and I got to get power to the fuse for the computer. I think it's ECM A or B, and it's pretty obvious if you look at the brass on the fuse block. You can see where one of the tongs is fractured. Now what caused it to fracture, who knows, but I'm never going to get this thing running unless I do this. And even if I get it running, I've got a real bad rod knock or some kind of knock in the engine with the belt on or belt off. Doesn't matter. But it doesn't make no noise when it's cranking. So that's good news. But when you're doing these, have a fully charged battery. I like this Schumacher. Schumacher makes some wonderful stuff. But this is a 15 amp fast charge, and it's model number Sierra Charlie 1280. Yeah, Sierra Charlie 1280. So anyway, audience, thanks for watching. We'll carry on in the next segment, and hopefully one day I'll put these together into a video production so you won't have to see it in segments. But for now, this is the best I can do. Dennis Sietsma, Dennis John Sietsma Productions, Homestead, Florida, USA. Do-it-yourself work. This is not a do-it-yourself. This is not a how-to. This is a documentary. And do-it-yourself work can result in injury or death. So do at your own risk if you do it. And if you can't do this work safely, hire a shop and get estimates. And it's always a good idea to get estimates anyway if you got time, and develop relationships with the artisans where you live. Thanks for watching.